Hello, Faelan Shiva here with Stars and Cards for the Everyday Priestess channel, wherein I will give us a 2 week astrology update and pull a card at the end based on the theme of our discussion. So let's talk about all these retrograde energies. Particularly, we have had Mercury and Venus in retrograde together, going from Aries to Pisces. Now, today is April 8th, so Mercury just came out of retrograde yesterday. But Venus is still in retrograde until April 12th. So, I talked in our last video about this Pisces Aries cusp that is just getting ridden so hard. And I think it's really important to realize that with Mercury and Venus moving together from Aries to Pisces in that retrograde, and then now making their way back to Aries, this has really been about not just the usual Mercury retrograde themes of communications and electronics and travel plans, but really asking us to do a deep dive, to do a soul search about how we communicate in our closest relationships, right, with Venus. There's been a lot of reevaluating what you value, how you work with desire, how you work with the people that you're closest to. And I think that all of this has also been passing back and forth along the north node of the moon, and Mercury and Venus have both been making conjunctions with Saturn. So I think that there's a lot of breakdown or breakthrough energy, especially with the people that you're closest to. Hopefully, we've been doing the inner work to meet these challenges and to really look at them in an honest way, and to take responsibility for what we need to change or how we need to shift. And also communicating with our loved ones, whether that's romance, business partners, best friends, communicating with our loved ones what we need as well. So now that we're coming out of this retrograde period, especially on April 12th, when Venus is also out of retrograde, just less than an hour, I think it's 40 minutes before Venus comes out of retrograde, we have our Libra full moon. Libra is ruled by Venus. So here's this full moon that is really about harmony, about beauty, about relationship, and especially how we create harmony in relationships. But we've been in this soul-searching cauldron of transformation, of having to really face some difficult things about how we relate. And there's one more factor here, which is not only do we come out of these retrogrades right into this full moon, this Venus-y full moon, but that full moon is exactly opposite Chiron, conjunct the sun in Aries. So what I really want to emphasize here is that we have some really deep heart wounds that have been getting churned up. And I just want to validate your experience about that. And also not to be doom and gloom about it. This is so important. It's actually a really beautiful opportunity for us to upgrade our relationships and upgrade our communications and upgrade the way we think about things, upgrade our perception, right? Mercury is so much about perception. In order to upgrade our relationships, to upgrade the team that we are choosing to move forward with, because we are in a huge transformative time, in a generational aspect with Pluto into Aquarius, but also this year are making some huge shifts, some closer to our everyday experience and some also very generational, right? Neptune has just hit 0 degrees Aries. So now we have this spiritual drive, right? We're really tapping into our purpose and we're going to do something about it, right? Hopefully that's how Neptune and Aries feels to you. But this period of time with the Mercury and Venus retrograde and then the Libra full moon opposite Chiron is really asking us to choose our team. Who do we want to take with us into this courageous new world where we are going to have to fight for what matters to us? We're going to have to fight for it. This is not an easy time, obviously. I really don't need to say these things if you're paying attention to the world events at all. but this is not one of those, oh, it's a fresh new start and everything will be lovely. No, it's a fresh new start where we have to absolutely show up with courageous intention and a clear goal in mind in order to navigate and to keep some of our basic rights. So, the message I want you to hear the most is your heart probably feels real tender. Maybe all kinds of shadowy relationship stuff is coming up. Maybe some of that stuff that you're feeling about your best friend or your romantic partner or your business partner or those people that you really trust closely, maybe some of the shit that's coming up has deeper roots from before that time. Let it come up. Meet it, name it, let it be healed. Don't avoid conversations that are difficult at this time. This is the time to have those difficult conversations so that we can clear the air and move forward in wholeness. Or so that we can realize this relationship doesn't serve me anymore. This relationship, its time has passed and it's time for me to move forward in a different way. Sometimes that is also the healing. Tender hearts, soul searching, naming the wounds to be healed, having the hard talks, upgrading your team. Those are the themes that are up right now. And then I also want to invite you on the April 12th, Libra full moon, to find some time to just relax, to just go and look at something pretty or hear some pretty music or look at a beautiful sunset or spend some time in nature and just let your nervous system calm down because we are all hella overstimulated. Okay. Our little nervous systems have been in fight or flight for probably 5 years now and it's not having any relief. And it's definitely up right now. That this is how our nervous systems feel right now, okay? So also take advantage of that Libra energy to find some calming down time. On April 19, well, we've got two things. On April 17, Mars moves into Leo. That can be great because Mars is more comfortable in Leo. It's been in Cancer for a really long time, which can create a lot of tension, the fire-water tension. Mars in Leo will give us the voice to really fight for what we believe in, to give us bravery to be heard. So that is coming April 17. And then April 19, we have the sun is going to enter Taurus. And even though the new moon has some challenges, we're just focused on this 2 weeks. And on April 19, the sun will enter Taurus. And I think that we can take a moment to just, okay, let's eat some good food and look at pretty flowers and make out with our partners if we have them and just enjoy being a mammal for a minute. enjoy being a mammal for a minute. Okay. All right. So that's kind of our next 2-week overview. And let's pull one card and see what message we need to hear about this 2-week period. Now, even though Mars into Leo can feel pretty fiery, that's pretty fiery, at least Mars is happy there. So hopefully it will give us some oomph, because I know myself and a lot of people I've talked to have just felt so tired. So tired. So hopefully he'll put a little pep in our step, and with that Leo energy, maybe a little extra smile on our face. That'd be great. Okay, one card. What is it? Ooh, it's the Magician. Speaking of Mercury, Hermes Trismegistus. The Magician. Got you. We are in a portal of time where we are making choices that are going to create the world that we live in. And I don't mean in a spiritual bypassy, new age kind of way where it's like, don't watch the news, just think positive thoughts. Fuck that, that's ridiculous. Okay. I mean that we personally need to direct our focus. And I was just talking about upgrading our team, because we need to go courageously use our intention to drive what we want to happen, to fight for our rights and fight for the world that we want to be in. Don't forget your magic in the meantime. One of the amazing secrets / mysteries that's not really secret, but people somehow forget it, is how much your words matter. Speak the world that you want into existence. Keep your vision clear. Direct your focus. When we don't direct our focus, life happens to us. When we direct our focus, we co-create existence with life. Okay? Don't forget what you are trying to create, and I highly recommend, and this is a practice I use every day, speak it every morning. Wake up and speak the world that you're trying to create out loud. Okay? Write it down, journal about it, tell all your friends, and mind your words. Words have so much power. Okay. All right. If you'd like more information about me, you can visit my website, roseofvenus.com. If you'd like to book personal readings, either tarot or astrology, you can book readings there. And I hope, my wish for all of us is that we really meet the healing that is coming forward, that we name it and love it. Whatever it is that wants to be heard, that we melt it with our love, so that that energy can be freed and applied to our focus. All right, I'll talk to you soon.